Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it's your fellas at the 1973 podcast. But before we get into the movie review this week, I wanted to mention Cuda, R.I.P. from the Dukes of Hazzard. Uh, not, it's not John Schneider, it's not Catherine Bach, it's not Tom Wopat, but it is very iconic Southern character. It's maybe a stereotypical Southern character. Bradford, what do you think? Cuda from the Dukes of Hazzard, the guy that ran the garage, that handled
Oh,
all the speed on the General Lee.
I'm well aware of who Cooter is, bro. I was a diehard Dukes of Hazzard fan.
Not a
Like the
surprise, sir.
yeah, the '69 Charger to this day is one of my all-time favorite muscle cars. I have an entire Hot Wheels collection of '69 Chargers. Whenever I every deco, every paint job, I get them. I've been to Cooter's place in Tennessee. Used to have the hat, used to have the shirt. Been to the one in Nashville. Um, I kind of thought he was dead already because I was shocked that to find out that he passed. So
Fun
anyway,
fact. Now he is.
yeah, now
Yeah,
he is
yeah.
definitely gone. But yeah, man, that was an iconic show. The remakes sucked. They were so terrible. I can't believe like that legacy was left to that. I hope they redo it one day and like do it right. And Johnny Knoxville cannot come within 20 feet of it. Like he just ruins every movie he touches if it's not Jackass. But yeah,
But I gotta
man.
ask, Jessica Simpson as Daisy, what do you think?
Oh, A plus plus.
Okay.
Six
Then or
degrees of
now?
6 degrees of Doug Smith. You're talking about the remake. What's his name? Sean William Scott played the other guy from the Dukes in that remake.
This
He
is
did.
true. This is
Yeah,
true.
that movie was terrible, man. Uh, but hey, one of my neighbors in Virginia, he actually had one of the original Duke cars, but one of the original General Lee's. It was the dash was all autographed by the cast and stuff.
Cool.
Got to sit in. He'd bring it out every now and then. I even had like an old like Walmart Dixie horn in my pickup truck when I was like in my young 20s, like late teens. Yeah. Just
Brad,
riding down the street. Man, people loved it. The
flag on
people,
the
they
roof.
loved the horn, bro.
What about the flag, though,
You
Brad?
had the flag on the
Yeah.
roof, Brad?
I'm sure there was a rebel flag somewhere around, but hey, man, it's the price of growing up in the South. But and as a kid, man, you're just running around with that flag, like, oh, it's a Dukes of Hazzard thing. And then when you find out like all the racism and the Confederacy and what people think of it, I mean, you get rid of that shit pretty quick, man.
Well, to tell you the truth, when we were kids, that show was huge. I mean, Brad,
Oh
that
yeah,
show was huge, and there wasn't a kid that didn't watch that show at the time. And I don't remember anybody ever connecting that flag with anything like that. Watching that show,
No.
no,
it was just like Evil Knievel's helmet. There was no
yeah,
connection to anything other than something that people perceived to be more than what it was.
right.
But the show was iconic, and as shows go, they jumped the shark when the guys asked for more money, and then they brought the cousins on, Vance and
Yep,
Coy, and they had to eventually bring them back. It's funny because the lunch boxes were huge back then, right?
yep.
And there was one year, they had that same lunch box with Bo and Luke on it every year, like for 3 years straight. And then like that fourth year, you'd go and buy your back to school stuff, and they had Coy and Vance on it.
Ooh,
The everything was the same except they were on it. And then like a couple of years later, at the end of the show, they brought it back. So I don't know which one's worth money more, the one with the cousins or the one
hmm.
that actually had you know, the original Dukes on it. But
Yeah,
even
We have a Chase lunchbox, not unlike a
Chase
Chase McFarland.
Lunchbox. There you go.
Yeah.
Catherine Bach, huge for
mm,
the young men of the age.
yep.
But yeah, Dukes has it. We could talk probably a whole podcast maybe on
Probably
classic.
good.
talk talk about rewatches. Rewatch that. You could take the best episode of all time, unwatchable.
Yeah, you get it.
Yeah,
You get it. But it was like a hybrid because those Burt Reynolds movies were so big at the time that
Yeah.
that was their their TV kind of adaptation of the
Yeah.
because later on they didn't mention it as much, but they were moonshine guys.
Yeah.
So
They're running shine.
right, but they kind of got away from that a little bit. The
Yeah.
original storyline with Uncle Jesse and
Yeah, it got weird. They
so-
started racing, and I felt like they were racing somebody every episode, every other episode.
Only to the state line, though.
Yeah,
but the lore on the show, and Brad, maybe you could touch on this, is Hazard County was in Georgia, but Hazard County bordered 3 states. How is that possible?
it was up in the corner. Yeah, I can see that.
Okay, all right.
Because Georgia, like I don't know where Hazard is on the map, but if you're in the upper west corner of Georgia, you would border Georgia, Tennessee.
It'd have to
and
be
one of
3
the Carolinas.
states. Okay.
Huh? Yeah,
All right. So it's doable.
yeah, it's doable.
Okay.
But
all right.
we're not gonna mention Waylon Jennings singing the opening credit.
I mean, come on.
It's iconic, bro.
Listen, top 10 most iconic TV theme songs. That might be one of them.
Yep.
I mean, number 1 probably being Happy Days, right? Would you think?
No.
No?
WKRP in Cincinnati's up there.
Oh,
Yes.
How about Love Boat?
Yep.
No.
Gotta remember the Love Boat. How about
King of the
Knight
Hill.
Rider.
Good.
Married with children.
Yeah, Married Children. King of the Hill opening credits.
Cheers.
Yeah, cheers.
Cheers. We can do a top 10 just on that.
Yeah.
So
Greatest American Hero.
Yeah, that's probably number 1. That's number 1.
believe it or not, walking on air.
That's number 1.
So speaking of that, we're without Ed. So big shoes to fill, Professor. Should we give you a second to take a deep breath, hit the little me, get the pitch right, and have at it.
Good thing Ed's only wears size 6 shoes. Hey there, podcast fans. Are you ready to show off your love for the 1973 podcast? We've got over 20 different designs of t-shirts and hoodies that capture the essence of classic stuff. Whether you're a fan of the shows or just love that retro feel, we've got something for everyone. From bold prints to subtle nods to your favorite personalities, each piece is made with top-notch quality and that timeless style you crave. Perfect for lounging at home or making a statement out and about. Don't wait. Our collection is flying off the shelves faster than you could say, don't be cheap, buy a shirt. Visit us now at bonfire.com and grab your favorites before they're gone.
All right. So, Thomas, before we get into the movie review, I just wanted to show the fellas card number 1 on the set. Came in. Andre Lacroix came out nice. This green screen isn't working with me, but
Put your hand behind
one
it.
in the series. Got lifetime stats, and it looks like a retro Topps card. So
Nice.
if you guys are interested, let me know. I'll let you know what I got. So
Number 1. So it's like the 89 Upper Deck Griffey of the podcast.
yes, it's one of ones, but each one is going to be numbered, and when the guys take a picture with their jersey on, friend of the
That's
show, friend
What's
of the
it
show.
rated? Is it a 10? Is it rated 10?
Right now it is, but if I keep touching it, it's probably a 9.8.
He's already put the dick skinners all over it.
Yeah. It's already no white gloves. It's it's old school. It's got the gum mark on the back too.
Oh,
So let's get right into it. Jack, zip it. So
Somebody go slap those kids in the back.
Phantom, it was your pick for one watch. Let's get into it. Let's talk about this fine flick.
Talk about one crazy summer. I gotta say, didn't hold up, boys. didn't quite hold up as much as I remember it. Still funny, stupid funny. I rewatching that, the one thing that stood out to me: how did Bobcat Goldthwait make a freaking career out of that stupid character? Unbelievable! I'm like, I can't believe people thought this guy was funny.
and he banged that chick that he was on that show where he was the
Nikki
talking dog.
Cox. I was just
Nikki
going to
Cox,
say, that's
yeah.
the real question. How did he bag that?
Oh man, I was kind of got a kick out of like the illustrations and stuff when he was kind of drawing along the John Cusack character Hoops. It's your typical 80s movie as far as all the nerds join forces to overcome the elite or the rich kids or whatever you want to call them, the jocks. At the end of the day, it is what it is. I always kind of held it pretty high as far as like those not quite as good as Better Off Dead, which I think that was the same director. I think I like Better Off Dead better of the two. But it had, John Cusack became quite the star. Obviously Demi Moore. Overall, I can't totally kill it, so I'll give it like 6.5.
Okay.
But I thought it was going to be a 7 something.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that. Ed gave it a 7. So
that's it. That's a standard score. I think every single movie's a 7.
We're gonna have to call that the Ed score. It's officially a 7 is the Ed.
We're gonna have to make him do a little book report on every movie just to make sure he watches it. That's his.
It was not a tough watch. Let me say, I'll just jump in. I was gonna go to Brad, but now that I'm filibustering here. So One Crazy Summer. This was one of those movies that if you slept over my house, it was on heavy rotation. There was Slapshot, Youngblood, this. Police Academy, Bachelor Party, all Ghostbusters, the iconic stuff. And so our buddy Dennis Rose, when he was big, he had a couple of catchphrases that he would pull from movies. And one of his catchphrases from this movie is when they were on the boat going to Nantucket, he's got the chili dog and he goes, "Chili dog." So every once in a while, if you see that guy, throw the chili dog at him and see if he can still remember that reference. Or, him, selective memory as a youth. He's going to forget those years. So I'm with Ryan on this one. There's a lot of things that nostalgia purposes I like. I mean, there are stupid, funny comedies, but this is like they tried to go like the airplane route where it's set on Nantucket and it's not Martha's Vineyard. They have the foam character instead of Jaws. You know what I mean? So there are a lot of things that, they're kind of like winking at the camera, but it doesn't really hold up at all because I think if you went back and watched it and you didn't grow up in that era, this is a Gen X movie right here. So for nostalgia purpose, I'm going higher than Ryan. I'm giving it, this is my score for
7.6. 7.6.
No, for the podcast. If I give it a 73 score, it's definitely for the podcast. That's the maker's mark right there. So I'm going 7.3 for nostalgia purposes. Is it something that you got to buy? No, but if you were a Gen X person, guaranteed you watch this. This is a rental. When every mom and pop had those little video stores in your neighborhood, it was probably on one of those ones that was always out. So 7.3 from the head of the table. Brad, what do you think?
I don't know, man. I feel like it probably hits home for y'all because it takes place in Nantucket. Isn't that up by y'all's way somewhere?
Oh, yeah.
So you guys probably were like, "Oh yeah, I recognize this place," and you guys probably went and saw it in theaters and saw the extras, and your friends and your relatives were in the backdrop somewhere on film. So you guys all probably got a kick out of that. Like, I get it. But for me, I don't know, man. John Cusack, I've never been a big fan for any of his stuff. He just seems like he's a Timu, like Matthew Broderick, and this movie kind of felt like a Timu Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Who directed One Crazy Summer? Savage Steve Holland. If you go look at his filmography of everything he's done, he's kind of like the Timu version of John Hughes. Like, he just was never that good. He had some notable accolades, two of which for Savage anyway, two of which was One Crazy Summer, and then you guys mentioned it earlier. What was the other one?
Better Off Dead.
Better Off Dead, which is kind of a darker comedy. I've seen both. Actually, when I started watching, it's like, oh, I've seen this. I know what this is. Still a terrible movie. Just it just doesn't hold up for me, man. Because it's like they crammed every like 80s trope into this movie. It just felt like Animal House. It felt like Ferris Bueller's Day Off. It felt like Revenge of the Nerds. It felt like, it just felt like all those movies of the era.
But they
So
were better,
I
Brad.
can't,
All those movies you mentioned were better.
yeah, they were absolutely better. Yeah. So and then when you go look at what Savage Steve Holland did, he has nothing on his resume except for Better Off Dead, this, and then like I think he did School of Rock, which was a really good movie. Well, I like it anyway. But anyway, this movie I'm solid 6. I can't go any higher. Sorry, Ryan.
No worries. Andy, I was gonna say, do you think that compared to most of those '80s movies, this one was like more PG?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
maybe that's kind of what took away from the comedy. Watching it now that we're
100%,
older,
yeah.
that it didn't have any like
I mean, look at
your typical '80s movie stuff in it. It was
Yeah, there's
definitely
nothing
like
offensive in it.
it was no Porkies.
no. Like that's another one you could rattle off at least 10 iconic movies that they stole stuff from. Like Revenge of Nerds better than this. Some people probably don't like that, but the first one's awesome. First
Right.
Police Academy, awesome. The first Airplane, Animal House, Caddyshack, the first one, the first Blues Brothers movie, even though it's a different kind of comedy, still iconic. When you're going through those, like those weren't like, I'm sure they were that was pre-dating, like going to the movies on a date. That was like going to the movies with your buddies or watching movies with your buddies. Those movies were like you sit there and you pick up the all the quotable stuff because you watched them so many times. The VHS tape skips in certain parts because it's already getting a little bit thin and from watching it so many times. This is not one of those, but it's in that, it was kind of on a heavy rotation at some point in time, but not like the other ones. And I think they dumbed it down like, there is some like really crappy comedy, like the thing with the sister where the kids get scared and they keep running into those girls with the faces. It's just, there's bad stuff in it too. So anyways, you would say more boobs in this movie, right there, Phantom?
Definitely fell short on the boobs.
Yes, definitely fell short. For an 80s comedy, definitely fell short. It's no Zapped, I'll tell you that. Zapped is way better. Professor?
Well, going in, I was already, like you always say, 7-3. I was thinking, I've seen it before, so I knew what to expect. I was going in thinking to myself 7-3, and as I watched it, just getting older, it doesn't hit the same. Some of the jokes weren't as funny as when we were stupid and immature, but my score, I'm going to give it a 6-8. But we all think another guy that was in it that we didn't mention was Jeremy Piven. It was like one of his first roles. And the funny thing is he's best friends with John Cusack. He wanted to play the role of Bill Murray's brother, that Bill Murray's brother played in it. And he didn't get it. So he wanted to keep him in the movie. So they gave him that role. That was his first movie. But we've all kind of beat it to death with what to say. So I'm going to throw out some kind of did you knows or did you catch? There's one thing that I caught on the second time I watched it. During the boat race, when the rabid dolphin catches the guy, the little girl comes out of the top of the thing. And if you watch close enough, you can see one of the crew members. He's to the right of the girl. It's a crew member that wasn't supposed to be there. And they just didn't want to film it again. So they left it in. But you can actually see clear as day. You can see the crew guy in it. So it just wasn't exactly a big budget movie. And another thing I thought was funny was the animated scene. Not that anyone's going to go out and watch this game, but I won't ruin it. But the animated scene with the two bunnies, the director Holland there, he was so pissed off at Siskel and Ebert because they gave Better Off Dead a bad review that he tried to make the two bunny rabbits out to be Siskel and Ebert. He tried to make them look a little bit like Siskel and Ebert. And what happens is his response to what they gave him. And the third thing I thought was pretty thing was John Cusack and the director by the end of the movie couldn't stand each other. They haven't talked since they filmed that movie. They just haven't gotten along. John Cusack, I guess, didn't like something about how Better Off Dead was presented. I don't know if he wanted something that got cut out of the movie. He wanted in the movie, and it wasn't in it. I saw an interview with the director, and he said they haven't spoken since they made the movie.
Would
But I
you?
gave it a 6.8.
I wouldn't.
Tom, also John Matusak in the movie for a quick minute.
Yes. Yep.
All right, Derek, you play cleanup on this one in
Give it to us, baby.
5.5. It would have gotten a 6.5 if there was a gratuitous amount of TNA from a Miss Cookie and Cassandra. Here we are. Some of the names in this movie, again, they try to capture the lightning in a bottle better after everybody said it. They just tried to capture that lightning in a bottle. But Hoops fucking McCann, and he's not a hoops player. So I thought about some of the 1973 characters here, and I came up with back-checking Branko. Just shit you're never going to see in your life. So, I mean, just brutal. George Calamari, hands down, has one of the most punchable faces in a movie ever. I just want to deck him every time he opens his stupid mouth. Teddy Beckerstead gave me Jason Hervey vibes. And again, I'd love to beat the shit out of Jason Hervey. A lot of cool, great characters for us. Curtis Armstrong. All right. Billy Bird. You mentioned John Matuszak. Niedermeyer's in this. Mark Metcalf, a.k.a. the Maestro from Seinfeld. He total dirtbag in this movie. He does a good job. And then all of a sudden, he's delivering pizzas at in Fast Times, and Taylor Negron is now pumping gas on Nantucket. So he went from California to Nantucket. And Brad, I can promise you, nobody from Fairhaven was an extra out in Nantucket in fucking 1986. I guarantee you that.
Little expensive, Brad. Little expensive, buddy.
Yeah. I think the closest any of us ever got to Nantucket is if you ever went cohogging with your parents.
Now it's, the reason I went is because my kids played hockey out there. I'm sure Ryan, same way. I don't know if Andy, you've been out there with, so anyways, it was a tough rewatch. I did love the name Generic. That just was so cool. Generic High School. But we're just leaving graduation, and all of a sudden we're going to Woods Hole.
Yeah.
And when the boat backs into the harbor, it's the Block Island Sound Ferry. So again, a lot of those things like Tom talks about that you catch. And Jesus, Hoops has a phobia for boats, and all fucking of a sudden he turns into Admiral Halsey in the fucking Southern Pacific in World War II. And like he's going around the island like it's nothing. It just bad stuff. 5.5. Sergei Gonchar.
Hold off on your pick for next week, Derek.
Okay.
Until we get the Timpani roll on the Thomas.
First of all, did Scotty send you a number? Give you a score?
He did not.
All right. Well, final score 6.5.
Ooh, 6.5, huh? All right. So, what is that compared to IMDb?
6.4. 6.4.
Oh wow, we're right in there.
Yeah, a little high.
All
We'll
right.
allow it.
That's Phantom. Are you okay with the 6.5 on the?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, so
Did as a kid, everybody liked it though, right?
Oh yeah.
yeah. But don't forget, there's a lifetime of movies after that we've watched that
We more than made up for it through the next 5-6 years.
Yeah,
I keep waiting to hit one of these things that I'm going to be like, oh, yeah, I remember it being all right. I'm like, this is like my favorite movie now. I've yet to go rewatch and go this way. It's always this way.
but isn't that like when Brad apologized for the score? But isn't that the whole point of doing it? It's for it's for the
That's
content,
why,
right?
When Derek said he was fighting to get through it, I was like, that makes for the best reviews.
Yeah. When when I sent it to Ryan, I'm like, oh, Brad's gonna love this. 90 minutes. Like they couldn't give you 91. It's just 90 minutes.
90-minute run times. That's the golden hour of movies, man.
It didn't help the score though, Brad.
Not at all. Not a single bit.
So, Derek, you have
So you talked about quotable movies, just fun, stupid comedy, and really one of the best for something like that is Austin Powers, International Man of Mystery.
Okay,
That
so
is my pick.
we're going with the first
Yes.
one. So we'll see if it holds up because I haven't watched it in a long time. And
Hate those
see,
fucking movies.
I had I had a thing where I would not watch movies on TV that they would cut parts out or edit,
Mm.
and
Oh, of
so
course.
I've stayed away from that one for a while. So it'll be a good watch. Definitely be a good watch. So one watch homework for the next week is the first Austin Powers. So let's get into a little dark side of the ring. We'll switch over, talk some wrestling. We'll talk about this week's episode on the Renegade. Thomas, thoughts?
Well, this episode did not make WCW look very good.
They never do.
No, it was horrible what they did. I mean, any one of us, we can't blame the Renegade because any one of us gets offered that spot or that job, you're going to take it. This guy, he did what any one of us would do, and he took it. And unfortunately, they had no clue what the hell they were doing with him. They pushed him down our throats. Nobody liked him. He got hate from the wrestlers because he was jumping over everybody to get to that top spot, main event like spot. But he was horrible. I felt bad for him. It seemed like he just he was in his head so very very bad even before he became a wrestler. That didn't help at all with how he died. I mean, you could see he had a lot of problems. Um, but I just thought it made WCW look horrible. And I could have. It's funny because he looked a lot like him, and in that grainy picture that I showed of the Ultimate Warrior, I should say, but he looked just like him. And in that grainy picture where he was like, I guess he was stripping at the time, he does look a lot like what the Ultimate Warrior did. And I got to give the Ultimate Warrior credit because they showed the part where the Ultimate Warrior kind of put him over a little bit on a house show. But it was a lot of stuff that I knew. The only thing I didn't know was that he was trained by Killer Kowalski. So he must have been a local guy. So we might have been at a show that he was at.
Never know. Phantom, what'd you think?
The run is over. Not one of my favorite ones. Thought it was pretty much he was a stinker and kind of. I don't think the episode was all that great either. Yeah, I kind of feel bad for him. I think the wrestling business is a tough business, and if you're not like mentally strong, I don't think you're gonna last. Whether because at some point the ebbs and flows, we see it now happening with the wrestlers that we see now that have been on TV and popular for 10 years. Look at like the Miz, that guy was like a world champion, and now the guy looks like I don't think guys won a match in like 5 years. So it's like if you're not mentally tough, not the business for you. I mean, they kind of threw him in, which I kind of like Tom said, I feel bad for him in a way, but that's how it goes. They pull you in, they try to give you a spot, and then you're not pulling it off. I don't think I can really say like Jimmy Hart's a piece of shit. Like Hogan has his issues. He's only going to use you while he needs you. But I mean, they did a little program with you, and it didn't work out. And
You got his win?
you gotta swim or drown. So I just thought it was like the guy was like pretty like straight edge and a quick little show up in the wrestling business, and then the guy's a drug addict after that. So it just goes to show the forces around you could be quite strong. But overall, I wasn't super impressed with the episode. I was hoping for a little bit more wild stuff than what it was.
Brad, thoughts?
Yeah, you guys kind of said everything I was thinking. Most of the episode had me like feeling bad for the guy, and I was like, oh man, poor guy. Yeah, he got treated like shit by Hogan and Bischoff and Jimmy Hart. Man, they treat him like shit. And then in comes Arn Anderson with the quote of the year when he said, I thought I was getting a wrestler. I got a dick dancer, bro. I lost it. I fell out my chair, bro. I was like, what the fuck did he just say? Rewound it. Yeah, he called him a dick dancer. And oh man, that to me, that was the highlight of the episode. It kind of I don't know if they did it on purpose because it was like it was like feel good. Oh, I feel sorry, and I'm sad, and this guy had his rough go, and then I don't know, man. Maybe they could have like coached Arn Anderson to say something different or been a little more gentle about the dick dancing comment, but like that shit was still so funny for me that I lost all of that like emotion about feeling bad for the guy. I don't know. It's like Ryan said, it is wrestling. You either got it or you don't. How many guys would have killed in that era to be thrown out on stage? Whether they pulled a bait and switch, I get it, but to be thrown out there with Hogan and Macho Man, all the greats, and like you're just a guy now, and all you got to do is pretend to be Ultimate Warrior, bro. Sign me up, dog. I don't care. You know what I'm
Now,
saying? Like, sign me up.
sign
Like,
you up
how many
now, Brad.
people? How many people would kill for that opportunity, though, man? And so, I don't know, man. The dick dancing comment really got me, though, dude.
At least you got a taste of the bright lights.
Yeah, right. I don't know. We got to quote that. Put that shit on a T-shirt, man.
Oh, yeah.
Derek, what'd you think?
Oh, and I think that's a great fantasy team name too, Brad. Dick Dancers.
Dick dancing.
Yeah.
I don't
Or
know.
the
We already
ultimate-
have a zombie dong shirt. Well, I don't know. We have too many dick shirts, Andy. Let's hold off on that.
the ultimate fantasy Dick Dancers.
Yeah.
There you go.
I like the kid in super bad now with all these dick shirts.
Dick Demon. Yeah, it was rough. Quick diss, like you guys said. As I listen to each person talking, yeah, I'm coming to this. Is this one of those cases where nice guys finish last?
I would say that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Seemed
yeah.
like a decent guy. The ex-wife had, so but yeah, but as I first started watching it, I wrote down wannabe warrior, and they called him that like 5 minutes in. It was dark. Yeah, the quick diss, wasn't a fan of that. I did enjoy the appearances of Marty Jannetty. That was great to see Marty. And they showed my boys Harlem Heat beating the shit out of the in crowd a couple times, so that was fun. I enjoyed that. So yeah, it definitely was a hard follow up from our boy Big Boss Man. But Ryan, how many purple Hooters have you shot down in your life?
That was the drink of choice.
Yeah. Well, I'll end it with this. There's no doubt in my mind that scary dude who ran the dance team, the dance club. There's no doubt that he and Renegade had a little Renegade in the sack. And I'll leave that my favorite all-time Renegade will still remain Lorenzo Lamas. There you go. There you go.
Yeah, this one did not hold up as well. I mean, who are they really going to talk to? They should have talked to Jimmy Hart. I think that would have been a great one with Jimmy Hart still alive. He could probably give him that non-biased. Probably they didn't make him look that great, even though that I've heard that he's one of the nicer guys in wrestling. So that part where he just belittled him and said that you're nothing, and wipe that face paint off. And so I don't know where they were originally going, but WCW was definitely known for not finishing storylines and being way over the top with some stuff. So this Renegade episode didn't hold up, but if we have any saving grace, and this is another one that they did a couple years too late, one of my all-time favorites this week, Mr. Wonderful, Paul
Oh,
Orton.
wow.
So I know a couple things about the episode. They've been talking about it, and it hasn't even aired yet, just because of how much of a legit tough guy he was in wrestling and how they left him at the end of his life when he had his Alzheimer's and dementia and all that stuff. So all I know is he is a guy that was most of his life was a heel, and towards the end when the fan fest started popping up, you could tell it was so hard for him to be not that he was an asshole, but he was so taken aback by, I don't know if Tom met him when I met him.
Yeah.
He
I've
was
got a
like
picture.
so like when somebody said, "Oh, like you were my favorite wrestler growing up," and like the shock and awe to deal with like the humbleness of people saying how much they liked you when your whole career was almost like being a dick. And
You weren't supposed to like me.
Right, right. But yeah, we'll do a deep dive on that one next week. I'll
Yeah.
send it to you guys when it is. Brad, you want to wrap up the wrestling talk this week with some quick news?
Yeah, I just wanted to get y'all's take for the ones that have been paying attention, watching the Danhausen thing, man. It just like when he came out, yeah, man, like we all got a kick out of it. It was fun. The backstage, they bought into it. If he cursed you, they went out and they would lose, and then it turned into a like they really sold it, man. And then the whole Knicks thing happened, and he uncursed the Knicks, and then they won the NBA Finals, and it was like free publicity, and he was going on ESPN, and he was in the big time. Now he's on every damn program. He's on Raw, he's on SmackDown, he gets a match in every Saturday night main event, he gets a match on every PLE. And I mean, it was fun. The cursing stuff was enjoyable. Like I don't know. I just feel like they kind of jumped the shark on this, man. Like it's to a point. I'm like, I don't need a 20-minute segment with Danhausen, uh, bringing out a giant wood box where he cloned an NBA basketball star to be his backup, or the mini Hausens even. Like it's kind of offensive. And if I'm a star in the back, like I read today that Ala Dragunov is about to peace out because he's not being booked. He's a great talent. He killed it in NXT, and if he goes to AEW, he's gonna rock it in AEW. The dude is an absolute animal. And then even Dominik Mysterio is catching some heat because he is kind of like WTF, man. I'm the champion of AAA. I go wrestle in Mexico, and the place goes absolutely bananas. I come back to the States, you guys put me on a PLE with Danhausen, and it's weird and it's dumb.
And
His
he's losing
booking
to
doesn't
him.
make what's that? His booking doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
So it's like they've invested so hard in Danhausen that like the rest of the programming. I'm like, what are we doing, man? I think they jumped the shark.
It's all about the money. What's making the money? He's
Yeah,
selling the
it's
t-shirts to the kids.
it's
All
too
the
much, man.
pure wrestling fans hate it, but it's
Hey,
all about the money.
You know what I
I
think?
was
Less is
waiting for
more.
Dirty Dom to come out with the water and start washing the paint off his face and saying, "You ain't nothing." He could have gave him the old Renegade treatment.
That would be hilarious.
You know what, Brad? I think that what we've talked about this, and people love to chirp on the social media about our wrestling diatribes. But
Yeah.
I'll put it to you like this: wrestling needs to be 1 hour a week, and what I mean by that is you won't see everybody every week. This way, it doesn't give you a chance to have overkill, and then when they do give you a little bit, it seems like it's more than what it is. Bring
Right.
back the squash matches, bring back just quick in and outs, storylines for only the main eventers, and just keep the undercard just constantly moving, trying to move up the card like psychologically with wins, and bring back the working man's intercontinental title to mean something again. And that's like a springboard to bigger things, and make the King of the Ring mean something. I know the Royal Rumble means something, but it just less is more, I think, with the wrestling when it comes to and trim the roster. You don't need a big roster. Shorter television time and shorter appearances so that you want to see more of a certain person. I think that would the mystique is gone even with that. So I mean that's always been my biggest gripe with the wrestling is there's too many hours of wrestling each week, and not enough people have that amount of time to sit there and sit through guys that are like mid just to see some good stuff. Like you want to see MJF, like if you watch AEW, because you never know what he's going to say or what he's going to do. But why do I have to sit through 2.5 hours worth of wrestling just to see MJF, or hope that you're going to see him do something? And he doesn't wrestle a lot, and that's like his gimmick. He's like the old school champion where you got to pay to see him wrestle, and I like that. I think that's good psychology in that circus that they have over there, where everybody kicks out at 2. But yeah, that's my
The
wrestling.
thing that's with Danhausen as well is he's like not a good wrestler. So why don't they have like a Piper's Pit / like segment for him where he like where you still get to see him. The best part about him is his little interviews and his little quirks of how he talks and all that. That'd be great. But to have him actually wrestle in matches, long matches on top of it, forget it. What a waste.
Yeah, the best part is when he's doing his experiments in the back, and now you got the Miz and then Kit Wilson that are like trapped in the back as his experiments, and they even made those guys march out as zombies and wrestle like that. Bro,
That's
I'd have been
tough.
like, I'm out. No, they still getting paid.
He's
but
getting. You can't feel bad for the Miz because who he's married to. Come on,
yeah.
Brad.
And also, I mean, the dude catapulted into WWE from the real world. I mean, he had a pretty gnarly trajectory to get there.
Yeah, yeah. His story is something. I'm sure that he's got stories that he won't talk about. I'm sure
Yeah.
he does. But Thomas,
Did you guys see the pictures that people are putting online? And WWE's kind of trying to keep it quiet, but did you see the pictures from SummerSlam, especially the second night, where there were a lot of empty seats? They were not happy with the attendance, and they usually come out and announce the attendance during the shows. And if you notice, they did not do it either.
Nope.
Show this thing, and that's one of the reasons why is if you look online and see the pictures, the upper deck especially on the second night, there were a lot of empty seats.
Yep. It's SummerSlam should be one night. I mean, I don't think SummerSlam carries the same majesty and appeal as WrestleMania. If you're gonna have a 2-day event, it's got to be your top one, WrestleMania. Nothing
That's
else
it.
can be more than one day, bro.
right.
And if you're gonna make SummerSlam a 2-night event, you got to come down on the ticket prices, bro. And we saw this with Mania though. They outpriced their fans because it's for the poors, and they lowered tickets at Mania. They tried to lower and discount tickets for SummerSlam, but the card just wasn't that appealing, so people didn't want to go. I don't blame them. It wasn't that good. It was fun to watch, but it wasn't. I'm gonna drop $600 on ticket for me, the boy, and a wife to go. 600 per. Nah, I'll watch that shit on TV, bro.
Wrestling
Nah,
is
and those were the cheap seats, man. Like, bring the prices down, and you won't have a problem filling the seats.
yep. Thomas, shall we move on to some shitty picks?
Sure. All right. 1973 podcast is brought to you by Elite Hockey Company. At Elite Hockey, it's all about the game. Whether you're a seasoned pro, a weekend warrior, or lacing up for the very first time, they've got you covered. From top-tier gear and custom equipment to apparel, live event experiences, and full team support, Elite Hockey is built by hockey players for hockey players. This isn't just a brand, it's a community. A place where players of every level can stay sharp, play hard, and live hockey. So if you want to elevate your game, support a company that supports the hockey world, and join a movement that's growing fast, check out elitehockey.com today and tell them the crew from the 1973 podcast sent you.
All right, Thomas, what do you want to talk about?
Well, first of all, I'll do my shitty pick. Last week's pick, Trevor Rogers, didn't do too bad. Got 25 points on the ESPN site. He went 1-0 out of the 2 starts. He had 15 Ks. ERA was okay, 3.50, but 25 points is pretty good. This week, I'm staying with starting pitching. I'm going with Logan Henderson from Milwaukee. He's got 2 starts. One's against San Diego, one's against the Dodgers. He's got a 6-1 record this year with a 2.70 ERA. San Diego hasn't hit all season, and the Dodgers have been slumping. And frankly, I'm not impressed with the Dodgers lineup. They've got an outstanding pitching staff, but their lineup does not scare me in the least. So I'm going Logan Henderson.
I hope the Brewers make a run this year. That's that'd be a great story, especially what we're on the precipice of, like we talked about last week, of shutting her down come 1 December. But
yep,
I hope the Brew Crew makes a run, man. They got a good team.
absolutely. So I got one question for you guys, hockey wise, and I might be unpopular opinion. I won't say a question, but Anže Kopitar getting his number retired by the Kings. I don't mind that, but I don't think he deserves a statue. They're putting a statue up of him. I don't know. What are your opinions on that one?
I agree.
But there is a part of me that the West Coast don't get their due.
Right.
And if you look at Anze Kopitar's, like, he's got the 2 cups, captain those teams. He's a Taves, he's a Bergeron, he's a Giroux. He doesn't he doesn't get his due of really how good. If you look at his numbers compared to those guys, he was just as good of a two-way player as all of them, and he's got better numbers than them. And those guys shit ice cream. I think he kind of where the Kings are in California. I don't think they get the love from the NHL statue. I hear you, especially like right off the rip, like you just retired this year, the statue's already going up. Like, but I think they have a Dustin Brown statue out there too. So if you got a statue of him, you can put out an Anže Kopitar.
Geez, like you would think like out of those guys that were iconic in that run with the Kings, you know, we're not talking 80s Kings. We're talking, you know, you got Dustin Brown out there, but you don't have Quick.
Yep.
Yeah.
Come on now. Come on. Let's be honest.
Shit, Bernie Nichols should be out there for the 150-point season, fellas.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yep.
Didn't he score 200 one season?
No, Bernie had the 70-80 season.
Okay. All right.
Like 89, I think it was.
Okay.
And they told him to buy a house. And next thing you know, he's traded to the Rangers.
Yep.
So
remember when he went no lid for that season?
Yep.
Yes. Yep. Then he turned coat and went to the Devils and got suspended for cross-checking Kovalev in 94.
Yep.
There you go.
Where's the Luke Robitaille statue?
Oh, come on. Right. Yeah. Come on. Yeah. Triple Crown have anything out there too?
Right? No, nothing.
See.
Nothing for those guys.
They're shitting on the past. If you ever wore the purple and the purple and gold, he ain't getting no love.
Right. Yeah. Yep.
Derek, you wanted to bring up an anniversary?
Yeah, I'll bring it up first. And then I have something. How do I share? Let me try to share first. Where do I go?
You want to screen share?
I got to turn it on for you?
Okay. So I just sent a request.
Okay. You're good.
I don't want to get you guys off guard too much, but I wanted
Make sure
to
you
talk
clear your
about
browser
this.
history before you do it.
Yeah.
It's word to the wise.
What's that?
Make sure you close all your windows and clear your browser history first.
I don't think I'm going to be able to. It doesn't seem to be able to do it. But NHL Network came out with their top 20 defensemen right now, and I wanted to talk to you guys. And I was going to actually throw up the picture so we can all laugh. Ryan's already laughing. Ryan is already laughing because he knows where I'm going.
Man's the number one defenseman.
What's that?
Man's the number one defenseman. Highest paid team man in the league.
Yeah. So you've got your typical Makar, Hughes, Werenski, Heiskanen, Hedman at 5. Hedman's days are coming to an end. But Evan Bouchard at 10, Charlie McAvoy at 11.
So we're talking
Brock Faber at 20. Brock Faber's better than both of those guys. Ryan, you know Brock Faber's a top 10. You want to keep this, clip it. Brock Faber's a top 10 defenseman in this league. And I don't get the hate, and I don't get all the Charlie McAvoy love. People are obviously not watching the games that maybe Tommy and I are watching because McAvoy is so massively overrated. He did have a good run in the Olympics. I'm not going to give him. I'll give him credit. But Ryan and I have said before, if you could somehow take Seth Jones and Charlie McAvoy and weld them together with offensive ability of Jones and the defensive ability of McAvoy, you could have something there.
You have a top 5 guy,
top 3 defenseman. But so I don't know. Maybe next time I'll have it ready to go. Lane Hudson at 19, Adam Fox at 16. I think Fox is going to have a good year. Shea Theodore at 15. He's probably higher than that if he can stay fucking healthy. He's one of the best. But yeah, it just caught me off guard. Gus Forsling at 12. I like to see the defensive defenseman getting some love. So if I'd be able to show it to you, maybe I should have texted it before we went on. We could have talked about it a little bit, but maybe as the weeks go on, Andy,
yeah,
they're doing like top 20 centers, top 20 left wingers,
yeah,
top right wingers.
Plus,
I'll look at it. I'll send it to the group and say, what do we think? And we'll go from there. But
Eddie's gonna be a full tilt football pretty soon. So
yeah. But Andy, I must ask you, do you know where you were on August 9th, 1988?
Ooh.
Yeah.
August 9th, 1988. You got me on that one.
Okay.
Double sessions, folk tech.
Freshman football.
Yeah.
No, so yesterday was the 38-year anniversary of the Wayne Gretzky. I don't even call it a trade. I call it a sell.
Oh, yes.
Mm.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
So, and obviously this is before internet, Twitter, or anything. I was at Indy Lodge's house, so not that far from the Clark compound.
Yeah.
And it was breaking news on ESPN, and we watched it all day. And it was just we were totally shocked. As you recall, the line was, if Gretzky can get traded, anybody can get traded. So
Yep.
the trade was 99, Marty McSorley and Mike Krushelnyski for Jimmy Carson, Martin Janana, 3 first-round picks. One of them turned into Martin Ruchinski, and $15 million in cash. So this was a sale. This was not a trade. This was a sale. And it just reverberates all these years later that it was amazing. This was kind of the end of the Canadian market. I mean, we're only 5 years away from that's the last time a Canadian team won a cup. So
Yeah.
if you ever get a chance, go online and look at the trade tree for this deal. One that really got to me was Carson played 4 games for the Oilers and said, "Fuck this, I can't do this," and so they traded him to Detroit. They got a pretty good haul, and this was, I believe, 2 of the 3 of these guys were called the Kid Line that beat the Bruins in the Cup final in '90. So they got Peter Klima, they got Joe Murphy, and one of my all-time favorites, Adam Graves. So that was a pretty damn good trade for Sather. But this, make no mistake, this was a sale. So I don't know if anybody else, Tom, Ryan, if you guys remember where you were, where it happened, went down.
I was home, but same thing. The beauty of a simpler time of growing up in the 80s with no internet, and you would see that, and would have, they could have been, if that was now, there was probably trade talk for forever that people knew, oh, he might leave or he might not leave. Back then, we didn't know jack shit. And when you would see that it happen, you'd be blown away. Like, what are we talking about?
Yeah. One of the other trades was to Philly.
And Vancouver and
Yeah,
Brian Burke had just taken over, I read, but
Yeah.
they
And then
wanted 20. They wanted 25 million. Vancouver's like, look, we just don't have that kind of money sitting around right now.
Yeah.
So
especially at that time.
Yeah. And out of all the
We're
teams,
laughing at it now, but
when they used to joke around with Wayne Gretzky when he was in Edmonton, and he only said that he only wanted to play for one other team, and it was Detroit because that's where Gordie Howe played.
Gordie, yeah.
And they didn't even offer a trade when it was, in the mix. It was Vancouver, Philly, and LA, and of course LA, the Janet Jones thing. So, and then the deal
probably could have got Eisman for him. Imagine that.
Potentially, yeah.
Put
Eisman on those old Edmonton teams.
Man.
Oh yeah.
Yep. There is a 30 for 30 on it called King's Ransom.
Yep.
It's Peter
Very
Berg.
good.
It's pretty solid. Wayne's in it. It's one of the first 30 for 30s, which is amazing that hockey was, one of the first ones for ESPN. But it was a day that shook the hockey world for sure. Not unlike the the Lindros trade or 1980 or when the Blackhawks drafted Cam Barker, anything like that.
That's what you call. That was the ultimate lose the lottery. Ovechkin, Malkin, and then we get freaking Cam Barker because we lost the lottery.
Hey, Tommy, the 2015 draft will kill us until all the players the Barzels, the Kyle Connors, the Thomas Chabot, when all those guys retire, we could finally close the book on the 2015 gaff by our man Sweeneyus. So, but that was a great point by Ryan. This perfect 1980s, like, oh my God, like the 89 earthquake in the World Series.
Yep.
Or this, you're like, oh my God, I can't believe this happened. It would have broken the internet. And, Bob McKenzie probably had it 2 months prior to, or it could have been something that happened at the draft.
Right.
That would have involved picks. So,
even when Joe Montana went to Kansas City.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they already had Steve Young at the time, but just being young and not having that internet was like, what the heck?
Yep. That's where the beat writers became so valuable, right? And when you watch these, so there's AMC has a great documentary on the Niners, 80s Niners, and the beat writers knew so much about the Steve Young, Joe Montana quarterback controversy and why, Bill Walsh wanted Young. And so the beat writers knew, they just didn't have the platform of a cell phone, or, it was all print, which again was what we grew up on and what we embraced. So that's
You ain't waiting for the Hockey Digest to come out with that story.
Yeah.
Send me back.
What was Andy? What's it that? Hold on, I got an awesome Hockey Digest.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And again, my dad had to tell me that he had like a brain aneurysm.
Yeah, the Hockey Digest was crazy because it was like a lot of the publications back then. It was so niche that by the time you got it, the story was already old.
Two years old.
Yeah.
And once again, in 1973 podcast, nobody was putting this on their magazines these days.
No.
Is that Peyton totally on the back of that thing?
It's funny too. The first ever ad I ever saw for anything rollerblade was in a Hockey Digest.
There you go.
It was like they still had the skateboard wheels on them, and they were like concaved in different directions, and it was like a hockey boot, and it was the start of the rollerblades, and I think that was 83, 84 around there.
They had Mogan Fuhr pimping it for a while too.
Yeah.
Yep. So, but I think so. Going forward, guys, I'll do that. I'll find the top 20. I'll send it, and then we can debate it. But last thing, I didn't get to say it, Ryan, but that I feel Kopitar is better than Bergeron, and Bergeron is one of my favorite all-time players. But Kopitar doesn't get the love because of the West Coast. B, he's from Slovenia, so he hasn't been in many World Cups or he was in the 2016 one they had the Team Europe.
Yep.
But that was shadowed by Team North America, obviously. But he is one of the great two-way centers of all time, no doubt about it. And the call to Toronto will be a quick one for him. So, yep.
Tom, you got anything to add to the sports section of this?
I watched the NFL Hall of Fame ceremony, and it was pretty sad seeing Roger Craig. Kind of got a little dusty in my house there when they announced he had dementia, and it's pretty tough seeing him as I remember him as a kid. That's what I was talking with Darren this week about it, and I remember watching the Super Bowls over Darren's house and watching him. The guy was an incredible player, and unfortunately it took a toll on him, and now he's paying for it.
Yeah. The high stepping, like one of the great parts of the Walk of Life video.
Yeah.
Dire Straits is him doing the high step into the end zone.
Yeah.
Great call, Tommy. He was a great one.
They had a good clip of him for years on when HBO had Inside the NFL. He was in one of the montage clips in the beginning, doing those slow motion NFL films clips, with the towel hanging and the holding the ball like a loaf, not holding it like you're supposed to, and just
with style. He had style for sure.
Yeah. He was like a mock Eric Dickerson almost. But
there you go.
Tom, anything else to add, or?
Just a question to the group. Seeing fantasy football is coming up. Has nothing to do with the fact that I have the second pick in the draft, but two best running backs signed contracts this past week. Bijan Robinson and Jahmyr Gibbs. Who would you take one? Who would you take two?
I'll take Robinson.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
I like Jahmyr Gibbs.
He's a beast. Yeah.
I mean, you can't go wrong. You can't go wrong with either one. So you're picking two. Whatever one gets left for you, you can grab them.
Right? It's not like Sean Alexander in the mid 2000s, or then LaDainian, where there was, they were cut and dry, the best ever fantasy running backs. But yeah, you can't go wrong. Good call.
It'll be interesting to see how Jahmyr Gibbs does this year, like kind of as the number one guy. I mean, the other Montgomery's gone now. They have Pacheco, but he just got hurt. He's going to miss the entire season, but he's going to miss the entire preseason. So it's going to take him a while before he gets game ready. So it'll be interesting to see.
Bijan was pimping me points last year. I was winning games just with him.
Yep. That's all I got, AC.
All right. So, Bradford, are you ready for some World of Weird? It's been a while.
Been a while.
It's been a while.
Yeah. Do we have a intro?
Yep. Tom,
Sure.
he's got the rec specs on already. He's ready to hit the hole.
Oh,
All right. This week's tinfoil hat is brought to you by RC Custom Cards. Do you
And
collect
Zubin.
cards? Do you want something truly unique in your hands? RC Custom Cards turns ordinary cards into extraordinary, custom designed trading cards created just for you. Whether you're celebrating a milestone, honoring a team or friend, or building a one-of-a-kind collection, RC Custom Cards creates premium personalized cards built to impress. Great quality, great design, and 100% custom, made for collectors, fans, and anyone who wants something special. Are you ready to elevate your collection? Head to rccustomcards.com and see what you can create. Tell them you heard it on the 1973 podcast.
All right, Bradford, World of Weird.
Wicked weird. There's a new thing going around like TikTok and Instagram with all these earthquakes. There's another earthquake today, or was it yesterday? Today. But with all these earthquakes and like weather events and wildfires, that the sky turns red beforehand. So like a lot of people are reporting on it. It happened with the Venezuela earthquake. It happened with the Pacific Palisades fires. There's a lot of folks just coming forward and saying, so with that being said, it's like we've talked about like them using like a laser beam or something from space to start the fires. I don't know how they would use that shit for earthquakes or other weather events, but we've talked about it, and it's just interesting that like there is some like maybe some device that they're using to create these mass casualty events, or even if it's something like a what's that movie, The Truman Show, where we're all just living in like a bubble, and our watchers like, oh shit, we need a mass hysteria, mass casualty event, and maybe they hit their button to trigger their earthquake. Have you seen Cabin in the Woods, that horror flick?
Yeah.
How the guys are kind of in the background, influencing the way the movie happens. Same kind of concept.
Okay.
So I don't know, man. I just thought it was interesting. It keeps popping up in my feed. So I figured we'd talk about it because the more it pops up, the more people are talking. It's trending. So
That's a great segue. The lasers for Dr. Evil next week.
yeah, buddy.
Is any of the gossip about it like end of days, kind of like water turned into blood and like that kind of stuff?
No, I've not seen that. I've just seen it, the skies turn red, and then that's like your signal that the event's gonna happen. And then one thing they're not talking about is with all these earthquakes and fires and weather events, like hundreds of thousands of kids go missing and don't get recovered or found. And it's like, oh, well, maybe that's another ploy. We've talked about that, taking it to a deeper, darker level.
Huh. I didn't even realize that one, Brad.
Yep.
I didn't even realize that there was a side quest to these events.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. You wreck a city with a flood or a hurricane or an earthquake, and then, the elites get a couple thousand kids in the process, and then, they were lost in the tragedy. Nobody ever goes looking for them.
Is it third world countries that it's happening more in?
I don't know. It's happened in the U.S. I mean, with the fires and the floods and stuff. So I don't know. It's just weird. It's one of those weird ones. You start going down the rabbit hole on TikTok, and then it just like takes you.
Yeah. Once you see the first two, then forget about it. You're locked in.
Yeah, you're like, oh shit, I got to click the next one. I got to keep going. So I don't know. Just weird shit.
Did no, I know Ryan always says that you bring up something and I hijack it with another question, but
Here we
No,
go.
hijack it. Hijack away.
Just
Just
we were
don't
talking
hijack me off.
talking about Disclosure Day. Me and the
I
fans
haven't
of
seen it yet.
Okay.
Check it out.
Something that I haven't watched yet, but maybe it should be something we can eventually dive into.
Have
Yeah.
you seen it?
No,
I saw it.
Is it
Now,
worth watching?
It is worth watching, but it's not like an alien invasion movie. So I think a lot of people don't like it because it's more about, it has like more of a conspiracy kind of thing to it. Where as far as they're trying to release all these documents and the government is trying to stop them from releasing it to the public so that everybody knows, hence the disclosure day part of it. So you're going to be in one. You might have to watch it in 2 parts. It's long.
Oh shit!
So it kind of, the story kind of starts off like somewhat. I don't want to give it too much, but it's kind of introducing you like these different characters that have like never met yet, and then as the story begins to unfold, as it gets more towards the end, I thought they kind of brought it together pretty good. I thought it was going to stink, but I thought it was pretty good. But like I said, you can't be expecting. It's not Independence Day. It's not an action film. So you gotta watch it kind of with like that lens. But definitely worth checking out.
I mean, you have to be a conspiracy theory, bro. Like,
we'll have to be tinfoil homework. We'll have to start that
tinfoil rewatch.
Yeah,
that's kind of like
We already have to watch so many things, guys. I can't add another watch.
Bandwidth, baby. The Brad bandwidth.
we'll get there eventually, there, sir. So, Thomas, you want to wrap up this fun time? You care to add to the tinfoil hat this week? You are the voice of reason.
I've got nothing.
Okay, not even a shout out.
Oh, a shout out. When family members pass, you like there is stuff you're not going to get anymore. Like I'm gonna get, this is going somewhere. But when my mom passed, first thing I told my wife was, damn, I'm not going to get any of my mom's Jag anymore. My mom grew up on a street with all Cape Verdean people, so something that she learned to cook, and I loved it. Well, my sister over the years has been trying to figure out the recipe. My mother never wrote anything down, so she's been trying to figure out how to do it, and she's gotten close. Well, she came this week and dropped off some, and this was the closest she's ever come to making what my mom did. I want to give her a shout out. It was good. Thanks, Lori.
That's awesome.
Derek, shout out this week.
Yeah, before the shout out, a one this day in pop culture history, if you will. Same year, 1988, the day before the Gretzky trade. I won't call it a life changer like License to Ill, but Straight Outta Compton is a fucking game changer. And that came out August 8th, 1988. And the game was never the same for us, was it? Never.
LA was popping that week.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Perhaps Wayne did a line or two with Easy. You never know.
Yeah.
Easy is his name, and the boys coming straight out of Compton.
Oh, I mean, unbelievable. My shout out. Does anybody know the name Mike Krukow?
Sounds familiar.
Tommy, Ryan, my only other baseball friends.
Oh,
Mike Krukow pitched for the Giants.
Yeah.
Back in the days. Mike Krukow and Dwayne Kuiper have been broadcast partners for the Giants since 1994. Krukow's been with the team since 90. And he just announced he has to retire. He's got some kind of degenerative disease with his bones or something like that. And so at 74, he's done. And I am by no means a San Francisco Giant fan, but Kite and Krupp together were like Orsillo and Remy of the West Coast back in the days. They were awesome. Loved to watch them every night after a Sox game, either that or Vince Scully, take your pick. And so we're losing another great announcer. We get all these kind of like cookie cutter announcers now that they all come from Syracuse. They all wear their khakis and Air Jordans. And we just want to have that. And again, these are two former ball players doing it together, and we're not going to have that again. And so shout out to Kruk, and his classic line was grab some pine meat. So there you go. I'll say that to Wilson Contreras, Tommy, grab some pine meat because you suck right now. But there you go.
Phantom?
Found it.
Oh, there you found it.
Found it.
Took a little while.
Great album. One of the best album covers.
Oh,
too.
yeah.
I mean, Jesus. Yeah.
I'm gonna jump in with a Big Bobby story. So I used to like to tease Mr. Clark about his ability to read, or not so much read, but be able to see with his advanced age, which in retrospect now is probably in his 50s. So
Wait,
I never talked about. Go ahead.
asshole moment, but go ahead.
There was a time we went to the video store, so we're looking around. So they used to have all the big boxes on the shelves. So he would grab it, and then when he would grab it, he would kind of try to give it a little bit of distance so that he could read the back of it. So I was on the side of him one day, and I see him doing this. I grab it out of his hand, and I put it on the floor. So, hey, get the hell out of here, whatever. He pushes me away. So we have a good laugh about it. So I'm at work this week, and we've been doing this like stupid testing or whatever. So I have one of these guys that's like one of the big bosses. So he comes over to me, and he's asking me to look something up. So I was like, oh, yeah, okay, just give it to me. So he gives me the sheet of paper. Dude, I can't freaking read it. The print's like too small. So I started already hitting it like the little bit of, but I'm not trying to. I'm kayfabing it. Like I'm waiting for him to look away so I can do whatever I got to do to see the damn thing. Dude, I couldn't read that. I had to say to him, I was like, hey, dude, you're gonna read this to me. I can't. I can't see it so bad. So it's come full circle. So I know the guy upstairs was having a good giggle on me.
Not as that story is not as good as getting pushed in the snow, but it's close.
Yes.
Bradford, you have the floor.
Yeah, I would shout out Shaggy, Ed, and Scotty Too Hottie. Where y'all been? Where y'all been?
How many weeks has it been we haven't seen those guys?
We haven't seen Shaggy.
Thought he was last week.
Been a couple weeks.
You always have to overinflate it like we did for you, Brad. We didn't see you for 17 podcasts. You missed like 17 episodes. Shaggy's missed like 32.
Bro, I don't even remember what Shaggy looks like.
This is like the 4th episode in the row Ed's missed.
I think Shaggy quit that time we started talking basketball.
Yep. Check
He's
out,
like,
man.
he's like, I already gonna sit out for the wrestling. I ain't sitting. I can't sit for basketball and wrestling together.
Brady looks like Peter Griffin from Family Guy.
I went too long on a wrestling segment, and Shaggy just never came back.
You know, if you want to channel your best Shaggy, you just gotta look at as close as you can to the camera.
Extreme close up. Yeah.
So I guess we'll wrap it up on Shaggy, where you been, and make sure you whatever, like, subscribe. If you made it, you know what? My shout out's going to be at the end. If you made it this far, you are a friend of the show.
Send him a card.